Hello everyone! Welcome to a whole new series. What you're seeing here is a sketch that I have made symmetric. The original was slightly off as human sketches tend to be. I am not a robot, so I can't draw perfectly symmetrical shapes. But the beauty of digital art is that using creative tools such as this one, this program is called Hexels, and using it I can draw in shapes. So rather than pixels, I'm using trixels in this case. So if I zoom in, you can see I can zoom in pretty far, and the quality of the trixels isn't changed. And using trixels I can do all kinds of shapes. My plan is to make this a little creative experiment for myself, and a chance to chat to you about stuff that is important to me, while hopefully entertaining you with some art of my own. So what I intend to do is for starters, I need to decide on a color palette, or actually that could come later, but I'd prefer it if I could do it now. I'm not sure if you can see the color picker, but you'll see when I draw the palette out. I'm not really sure how this recording is or what it's recording rather. So I'm gonna turn down the glow amount, because in this program you can have glowing like this, but I will turn it down to make the choice of color easier. So I'm gonna do these little hexagons to have as a palette, and a slightly lighter shade. Maybe even a bit lighter, slightly more towards the gray of the spectrum. That could be a skin color, I think. So I'm gonna work on the human face for starters, and the cat will have to wait until later. I'll be talking about the meaning of the drawing as well, but I figured I'll just start with explaining what I'm actually doing. So this will be this color, so these lines will be darker, and then everything else will be this color. And now that I see it like this, it's way too bright, the bright color. So I'm gonna tone it down and make this one, the darker one, even darker. That looks good. Oop, that wasn't what I intended to do. So I'm doing a very rough, just filling in the shapes simply at first, because this program is so intuitive that sometimes it's like if you start working on small details, you'll be stuck in this program all day. which of course is not a problem because it's a great program. I highly recommend checking out hexraystudios.com. It is it's free to try, but you won't have access to this tool that I'm using right now, the Trixel shape. But try it out. You can use different modes. I won't be switching between them now because that'll screw up the picture. But yeah, you can, or actually I can show you. If I switch to the standard mode, then you see that it's hexagons rather than triangles. So you can actually change the mode of your drawing mid-drawing, which opens up a whole bunch of possibilities. So if we take a look at these colors, how they blend together. Let's see how. Yeah, I think it needs to be a bit toned down, more towards the black and white scale, and the brown can be even darker. And this, that could be nice. Let's go more towards yellow. Of course, these things can change as I work on the picture, but it's nice to have some sense of what I'm going for straight away. That looks really good. That's probably the best one yet. So let's fill out the brown. I'm not quite happy with yet. It could be a bit redder, I think. There we go. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I hope you don't mind that I may take little breaks now and then to chat with friends on Skype. I won't be including them in the video. I won't be calling them or anything. Or who knows? Maybe in the future I can sit and chat with people while I'm drawing. But I mean chat as in speak over the phone, but or with Skype, I mean. But I'll be chatting with my girlfriend and stuff while I'm drawing. But it shouldn't be interfering too bad. If worst comes to worse, I can edit it out if it disturbs you. Just let me know in the comments what you think I should do. So I'm gonna turn down the opacity a bit. Oh, I can't actually. No, of course, I can change the opacity just by going to the document and change the opacity of the Hexel layer. That is exactly what I wanted to do. So basically what I'm starting out doing is filling in all of the dark areas here. If there's demand for it, I could do a video about how I sketch, but frankly all it is a whole bunch of trial and error. Just remember that the eraser is your best friend, both in digital art and physical. Oh, hold on. I'm using the wrong color. There we go. I was wondering why it was off. So yeah, remember that you can always go back. I always have a hand on the keyboard so I can Control Z quick and work efficiently. So let's do it like that. And I'm already starting to define the shapes. In this program, I've noticed for me to feel happy with the look of the painting, I never leave single triangles like this unless it is really needed. So having parts like this, it doesn't look as good. So if I were to do this line like this, for example, it wouldn't look as good. Actually, that looked really nice in this particular place. Yeah, it was good that I brought it up. I could zoom it in a bit so that it's easier to follow what I'm actually doing. As said, this is a bit of an experiment. Not sure if it's gonna stick, but so far I'm having some fun with this, and I hope you can find some enjoyment in it as well. I've been creating things since I was very little. I've always admired artists of all kinds. Music is a particularly dear form of art. But since I was a kid, I've loved drawing. I've enjoyed writing, making up stories, and exploring what I can create with my mind. The power of the mind. And now I'm doing a bit more detail work here, just to see if this scale of the painting is detailed enough, which I think it is. It's looking pretty good. And then what I can do is do like this and see only the Trixels. That looks pretty cool. So, but then I'll go back to this. I know you can't see my my actual tools, like what tools I'm choosing, but really this program is very intuitive. If you feel like learning how to use the program with the tools, there is a tutorial in the program itself. So this isn't intended as a tutorial per se. It's more a creative exercise for myself to try and put words on my creative choices and why I'm doing them, why I choose to draw in a particular way. And I guess I should tell you about the drawing itself. I got the idea while I was discussing my friend's school project. He's gonna be exploring the subject of schizophrenia, and he'll interpret it through art. I wish him the best of luck, and I'll help him as best I can. And as we were discussing it, suddenly a image popped into my head about, or it was in reference to my own experience with voices in my head. And in particular, there was a phase in my life when I thought that a dead cat of mine was haunting me. That the voice in my head was an old pet who was no longer with me. And the idea of my cat's face linked to my own face and somehow connecting them in a way so that the cat's face isn't visible when the two pieces are together, but when you lift the piece, the head or scalp up, you'll reveal the cat's face. And the first idea wasn't even to have a cat's face, but just a face that is revealed when you lift it. But as I was sketching it, it got the shape of a cat's face, which was welcome since I did have that phase of thinking my cat was haunting me. Yeah, this looks nice. So anyway, I discussed it with my friend, and I started sketching in his sketchbook, which he so graciously lent me while I was at his place. And as I was drawing it, he was a bit fascinated by the idea as well, and he likes to work with clay. He is quite skilled at getting facial features down in clay, and as it seems now, he'll be working on a clay sculpture of this same sketch of mine, and it might become a part of his school project somehow. He'll be comparing our two art pieces. This is working out so much better than I could ever have hoped. It's actually falling into place. Yeah, as you see, this program allows for very intuitive workflow. When you're using sketches of your own, you can trace through it so easily. And because this piece is symmetrical, I'll be able to only make one side of the whole picture, and then copy it and flip it and put it in place on the other opposite side to complete it. So that is what I intend to do. I have a song of mine on repeat because I find it very inspiring to hear what I consider to be my best work when it comes to music. And I might actually make some progress in I might speed it up a bit so that you can see a bit of a time lapse. So see you on the other side.
I took your hand in mine and told you that it's fine, that I don't mind.
Okay, so I'm about finishing up this first part of basically sketching over the sketch. This is a bit more refined than a sketch, really. I'm surprised at how quickly I could do it, and I'm pretty happy with how it looks so far. I'm gonna trim it a bit here and there, and I will have to, I'm gonna choose this part because it's the same. This is what I need for the cat's facial features as well, because it's gonna fit together once it's finished. And oh, it fits together so perfectly, just aligning with the sketch underneath. This really wasn't planned. I haven't tried drawing anything before I started recording this video, and it's going so much better than I could have anticipated. I could definitely see myself doing more of these videos. So next time I will be working on the cat's face, and hopefully it will fall into place like this human face has. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, and stay loony, but don't go bananas.